All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible match that was. All the adversities, all the injuries pre-game, all the injuries within the game. Obviously, the commotion in the middle as well, which we'll talk about with the crowd having a cardiac arrest, and we'll get into that. Hope that particular fan, that Watford fan, is doing well. But through all that adversities, we got the win. In all honesty, Watford in the first half looked really good, and we're going to get into all of that match stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge, huge victory for us, huge 3 points for us. And honestly, it's going to mean a lot. There was a point where it was 1-1 and Liverpool and Man City were ahead. I think there's still, let me just have a quick look. I'm pretty sure Liverpool's already won. And right now it's still live. Match is going live. Liverpool has won 4-1. Man City is still 2-1 at the moment. I think they'll probably win this. We'll see. We'll get back to this whilst we do this review. But we needed to win. We've got that victory. It will mean the world to us to get these 3 points. We move on to West Ham. Hopefully, we can just regather, regroup again, and go. This 3 points was so important, considering Liverpool's just won. And most likely Man City will win. We'll see. We'll go back and see what happens in the Man City game. But ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the match in itself. First half, I have to say, from the get-go, Watford was all over us. Watford just had a number, to be honest. They were pressing well. They had a lot of energy, a lot of pace, and they were attacking Alonso's side a lot. They were peppering Alonso, and they were ripping it up. We didn't have any control in midfield. That double pivot of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Saul, which we'll touch on as well when we do the player assessments, that was non-existent. And that's where we saw the change in halftime. Saul comes off and, Chalobah comes into DM. Chalobah then ends up getting injured as well, which then forces Ruben Loftus-Cheek to go as the deepest midfielder. So, look, that midfield wasn't great in the first half. And our attack, besides Mason Mount, no one looked good. And it was against play where Rudiger finds that long ball, finds Alonso, really good run. First of all, really good ball from Rudiger to find Alonso. And then Alonso, nicely done. And this is what Alonso is capable of doing up front. Squares the ball to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz as well looks up, sees Mount, puts the ball through, and Mount with a great finish. Kai gets himself a hat-trick. Kai gets himself an assist, and Mason Mount with a goal, which is fantastic. And in all honesty, I was not surprised one bit that Watford equalised in the first half because they deserved it. In fact, we probably didn't deserve to be ahead. I was happy that we were ahead, and I was happy to go into half-time 1-0 up. But Watford got that particular goal. It was a mistake from Ruben Loftus-Cheek from midfield, and from there, they broke open quick. And Dennis is a very, very good player. Let me know what your thoughts are for Dennis. Puts in a shot and drills it through Rudiger's legs and past Mendy. So it was 1-1. And then in the second half, we looked a lot better. Chalobah came in, and I think as a lone DM, kind of gave us a little bit of impetus, even though there was still a lot of ground that needed to be covered. Look, let's face it, he's not an out-and-out defensive midfielder. I think so far he's been very good for us in the RCB role. Comes in to do a job because Saul was so bad. And we got some sort of impetus back. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was looking a lot better in the second half. Kai Havertz was looking very good. Mason Mount, as usual. And then Ziyech was introduced in. Thiago Silva was introduced in defense because of that tactical switch with Saul. Chalobah moving into DM, and then Silva moving into defense in the center. Christensen moving into the RCB role. And Ziyech, I was saying it in the second half. He was looking so bad. Everything he was doing, he was looking so bad. And I was saying it in my watch along that, mark my words, he's going to look bad like this, and then he's going to pop in a goal or pop in a really, really good assist. And this is exactly what he did. Drives into the box in central location, whips in a cross, comes in from Mason Mount. Really good cross comes in from Mason Mount, and Ziyech whips it in for a goal. So fantastic. And overall, we somewhat controlled that second half. There was the momentum at one point in the second half where it was shifting towards Watford again. But overall, we were a lot better than first half. But I think at the end, we deserved the win. We were a better team in the second half, even though Watford had their sort of moments late on. But I think second half, we controlled it. First half, it was all them. No doubts about that. Let's have a look at this. Let's see what happened in the Man City game. Yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Man City has won. So this was important. Let's go with the lineup, ladies and gentlemen. This was the lineup that we had. Mendy in goalkeeping position, Antonio Rudiger, Christensen, Chalobah, Cesar Azpilicueta, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Saul Niguez, Marcos Alonso, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, Kai Havertz. This is pretty much what I expected in the preview as well. This is what I said in the preview, that, that back line, Azpilicueta in the wing back, because I expected Thiago Silva to get some rest. I did the preview before the Christensen kerfuffle with the contract stuff. So had I known about the contract, maybe Christensen wouldn't have started. But I'm glad that he started, because it probably gives me an indication that his contract will get sorted. And I want him to get his contract sorted very soon, because he had a very good game. And as I said, we will be doing the assessment soon. Saul Niguez played in midfield, was expected because of Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic all injured. Jorginho definitely, he was deemed as doubtful, but let's be honest, he's probably injured. He didn't even come off the bench when we had all that trouble in midfield. So it makes me think he wasn't fit. Alonso in wing back, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, Havertz up front. This is what I expect. Well, I thought Lukaku would start, but I did have it as Kai Havertz as a possibility to come off the bench. But he started, and then Lukaku came off the bench. Now, let's talk about some match assessment, player assessment. Mendy, ladies and gentlemen, was fantastic. There were a couple of moments he did some madness. In the second half, he came up as a sweeper keeper. Luckily, he came up. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Mendy's up. But luckily, he came up and stopped that situation, because the Watford player was through. But in the first half, there was a clutch save. He dived on the right side with his right hand, and he got that. There was a header. There was another shot from Danny Rose. I believe that must have been first half as well. And in the second half, there was a long shot. I think there was a free kick right at the end where Mendy saved. So big game from Mendy. And I can't believe he didn't win the Yassin Trophy, honestly. He's the best goalkeeper in world football at the moment. Rudiger, Christensen, Chalobah were very, very good first half. Chalobah, of course, gets that injury, ladies and gentlemen. Yet another injury. And he's probably going to be out for the rest of December. That's a hamstring injury. We saw what happened to Timo Werner and his hamstring. So he's most likely going to be out for at least 4 weeks. Takes a bit of time to recover. You don't want to rush them back and damage the hamstring even more. But I thought he had a very good game. Tactical move from Thomas Tuchel to bring him into midfield was very interesting, because we weren't getting that impetus in midfield with Saul. But Rudiger, Christensen, fantastic. Christensen then shifted in the second half in the RCB role, looked fantastic. All throughout the match, Christensen looked very good, very composed, good on the ball. Awareness, fantastic. I hope we get the contract sorted. Rudiger, as usual, it's just a monster. Defensive, resolute in defense. Brilliant. Thiago Silva came in the second half and he looked fantastic. So calm in defense as well. Marcos Alonso, a bit of 50-50. In the first half, he was getting peppered. Dennis was taking him to the cleaners. But then there was the first half where he got into the box, got that pre-assist and looked all right. In the second half, there were moments in the defense he was looking all right. So it was a 50-50 game. And this is what we're going to expect from someone like Marcos Alonso. So you're not going to expect world-class performance from him in the left side all throughout the 90 minutes. You're going to get bits and pieces. Sometimes clumsy, got himself that yellow card, and sometimes good up front, and sometimes good in defense as well. So this is what we're going to have to live with, unfortunately, until Chilwell comes back. Saul, ladies and gentlemen, he has to pack his bag up. Honestly, as a fringe player, you're not going to get game time. And when you do get game time, you have to capitalize. And once again, he didn't capitalize. I didn't even notice him in the first half. And the moments where I did notice is when he gave away the ball. He was non-existent in midfield. He was never there in defense, and he was never there in attack. So what was he doing? I have to say he has to pack his bag up. I'm sorry. It's just not good enough. As I said, as a fringe player, you have to take your opportunity, and you're not taking your opportunity. So hoping that Kante or Jorginho is fit for the West Ham game, they need to be back. This pivot of Saul Niguez and Ruben Loftus-Cheek is non-existent. This pivot is nowhere to be seen. It can't work. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, 50-50 game as well. First half, stinker. Gave away that ball, led to a goal. And he was nowhere there. And I think it's part to do with Saul as well. That combination in midfield, there was just no control. They were never showing up for the ball in defense for the build-up. They weren't there for the attack either. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek wasn't driving, wasn't doing anything. Everything looked clumsy. Second half was better. As soon as Chalobah came into the middle as a lone DM, Ruben was looking a lot better. But then Chalobah got injured. Ruben had to be forced back in deepest midfielder. And I don't think he's always comfortable there. And he was tiring by the end of the game. Honestly, he was literally not running around anymore. He's just absolutely burnt out. But he's going to have to do a job. He may have to continue playing. And this is where fitness is big. This is where recovery is going to be big. We'll see what happens with Ruben. So for me, 50-50 game from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Cesar Azpilicueta, look, I don't think I saw him much in the first half. Attacking-wise, it didn't give us that impetus that Reece James does. Reece James, we need him back. He's another player that was doubtful. Looks like he wasn't fit. But Azpilicueta did a job, I suppose. Defensively did a job. And that's all you can say. You know, attacking-wise, I don't think he gave us any impetus. Up front, Christian Pulisic, he worked hard, but I don't know if he was direct enough, if he dribbled and put the Watford players into a lot of tough scenarios. But he worked hard. You know, in the second half, he had to drop in the right wing-back position when Azpilicueta was taken off because we were chasing for the game. So I have to say, look, he did a job. He needed to do a job. He did a job. And I'm not going to judge him on this particular match. But I feel like in the first half, we were just bad in the first half. The ball just never even got to Pulisic, to be honest. But when it did get to him, there wasn't much support. So I can't really criticize too much with Pulisic. Mason Mount was the standout player for us up front. Goal, assist, pressed well, looked like he was ready for a fight. Physically, he was up for it. Mason Mount, kudos to you. Managed the match performance. Second half, assist for Hakim Ziyech. Big player, and we got him back. This is great news for us. Kai Havertz, especially second half, was fantastic. The work rate, I loved it. His impact was brilliant. Got himself the assist as well for Mason Mount's goal in the first half. First half, I don't think he was there. I think he was slowly sort of getting back into it. He was injured as well in recent times, I must admit. But the thing I liked about Kai Havertz, ladies and gentlemen, is his attitude. He looked like he was up for a fight, especially that second half. So for me, very, very important. Hakim Ziyech, ladies and gentlemen, comes on in the second half. Clutch goal, my Habibi. Hakim Ziyech gets the goal, gets the winner, and he wasn't great before the goal. He was giving away balls left, right, and center. Passes were going everywhere, but gets the goal. Very important. After the goal, he looked semi-decent, to be honest. There was another header that he had opportunity. He should have put that away. Good cross from Kai Havertz. So for me, Hakim Ziyech did what he had to do off the bench. Kudos to Hakim Ziyech, gets himself the winner. Lukaku, look, he got some game time. That's all that's important. He held the play at times. It seems like he still needs a bit more time to sort of ease back in. He's not match fit. It looks like he's not completely there yet. But it's important that him physically being there, which is important. So hopefully another training session, hopefully a match against West Ham, and slowly he'll come back. We need this big bad boy to come and bang in goals. So I'm not going to be too critical on Lukaku either. So, you know, it looks like that injury, it takes time. You know, we were criticizing Ziyech. Now you can see all that injury, the shoulder injury, all of these things take a bit of time. It takes a bit of confidence as well. So I'm not going to take anything away. And overall, let's see, who else came on? Talked about Romelu Lukaku, Hakim Ziyech, Thiago Silva was brilliant. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, big 3 points for us. Well done to Thomas Tuchel, made some really good substitutions, tactical substitution at halftime. 3 points. We moved, ladies and gentlemen, against a very, very strong Watford team. Yes, we did it tough, but if we're going to be in a title chase, at times you're going to have to do it tough like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are. Big 3 points, as I said. We move on to West Ham, and hopefully we get the job done over there as well. I think it's a home game. We'll see. West Ham got a draw against Brighton at home, so they dropped points. And yeah, this is the final picture. Let's see what's going on. Mason Mount, look at that. This group, top of the league, brilliant. Some final more pictures. Look at this picture from Mason Mount. Man of the match for me, 100%. Let me know who your man of the match was, ladies and gentlemen. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe and enjoy the 3 points, ladies and gentlemen. And hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.